gonna start? Is it gonna start? It's gonna start. Hey, everybody. Wanted to say hello. I just made a video that says when you feel too small to make a difference in the world. Before I posted it on Facebook, I got a whole different thought about what I wanted to share. And so this one, to me, I wanted to talk about just feeling inspired to intend the type of life that you want to live, the type of world you want to experience. And it came from a question that I wanted to pose to you, which was, if you really believe, even if you don't believe, but if you believed that as an individual you can make a big difference in the world, how would you want the world, if you could shape the world moving forward, and then someone came to you and said you have all the say of how you want the world to be moving forward, how would you want it to be for the rest of us to live? So the reason I wanted to pose that question is because I was starting to think about it. And in my last video that I just made, it had to do with thinking about President Trump or Congress people, the Senate, House Representatives, that we elect them. And because we elect them, they are supposed to represent us in our voice. But nonetheless, we get out there and we vote and we choose who we want to send as representatives of our voice, of our choices. And they're sitting there and they are co-creating together our future for the United States of America and somewhat on a global scale as well, where they're deciding together collectively what bills to pass, what bills not to pass, what our president vetoes, what he signs into law, ideas that they share. You know, maybe they have hidden motives or hidden agendas. You know, we're not going to get into a conspiracy side because the when you get down to the nitty gritty, they are co-creating together the future of what we're going to live in. And so you have to understand that they're just a bunch of individuals as well coming together. They're a bunch of individuals who grew up as children, who were influenced by family members, by their parents, by their siblings, by their friends, by the school system, whoever might be in their lives at the time that was influencing them as kids, what they were seeing, what they were surrounded by, what they were exposed to, that developed their habits and their beliefs about themselves and the world. And through that, they had different motives. They had different things they wanted to accomplish. They went to different schools. They dressed a certain way. They partied, maybe they went to college. Maybe they got a degree in some things. Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer who became a president. President Trump right now was on The Apprentice. I mean, he was the host of a reality TV show. And now he is the president. And I'm trying to show you that everyone has an individual, whether it is inspired by the divine or it was urged by the ego, everyone has an individual thing that they want to accomplish. They have a vision for themselves and their family that they want to accomplish. And together, you know, right now, President Trump is probably thinking about reelection. He has a vision for himself about wanting to be reelected, right? And that's just him on a personal level, what he desires for his life at this point in time. We're all in the same boat. What I desire for my family, what I desire for my kids, what I desire for myself and for my wife, the things that I want from an egotistical standpoint, the things that I'm inspired to do from a spiritual standpoint, all those things coming together on an individual level, but together when I go to work, when I'm at home, when I'm interacting in society, when I go to a grocery store, I am creating collectively with every one of you. Just like they are in Congress, we're doing the same thing. And so if we want a different world, we have to intend it. We have to take ownership of what we want. And sometimes that is off-putting because when you're told that you have to take ownership, it's much easier, and I'm in the same boat, it's much easier to blame other people for why you are where you are, for why you act the way you act, for why you feel the way you feel. When you start to take ownership of it, you stop blaming an outside influence or an outside source or an outside set of circumstances for why the world is the way it is. And you start to understand the importance of the individual. Yes, it takes a collective group of people to come together to create change on a national and global scale. However, from an individual level, that's where we start the transformation. That's where we start to think differently and feel differently within ourselves. That's where we start to put our own interests aside for the most part, and we start to put the interest of other people aside. Today, I was talking to Suzanne and Craig, and we had talked about becoming a father. or a parent, it doesn't have to be a father, it could be a mother, but becoming a parent, when you're taking care of children, you have to put aside yourself and you have to start to take care of other people's needs first. And that's just a form of transformation itself. So everyone that's gone through that as well, and even if you maybe a grandparent taking care of kids, at the same point, you are having to sacrifice, so to speak, a lot of the things that you want in order to make sure that someone else's needs are taken care of first. And that's just a big sign of just love and compassion, gratitude, because it's not easy all the time, but we do it anyways. And so it's the same thing moving forward. If we want a different world, we have to choose who we want to elect. And we have to choose how we want to act, how we want to present ourselves, and what we want moving forward, not just for ourselves and not just for our children, but our grandchildren, our great grandchildren. What type of earth do we want to live in? What type of businesses do you want to support? What type of people do you want to support? What type of people do you want in your life? Do you want people to encourage you and uplift you and inspire you and love you? Or do you want people that, put you down all the time? What are you going to tolerate in life? And that a lot of it just has to do with your intention. What do you feel? A lot of us are going to have thoughts, but what you feel, what you really want inside is to be loved. You want to feel safe when you go outside. You want to feel joy and happiness. You want to enjoy a barbecue with your friends and family. You want to sit there and just enjoy the sunset on a lake setting, whatever it may be. You might enjoy going through a hike in the woods. You might enjoy the Arctic tundra. I don't know, whatever it is you enjoy. You might enjoy walking on a railroad, like in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'll go on a long tangent with that, but I'm just saying you got to make a choice for yourself and then stick to that choice and say, I'm going to do the best I can to promote this type of energy into the world, because even though I'm doing it on an individual level, it's going to influence people around me, because kids learn from what they see. They don't learn from what they hear. Same with other people. A lot of people are going to look at me and say, okay, Curtis, you're saying all these things. How are you living? Because if I'm not living the way that I'm speaking, it doesn't matter what I say. Because it's gonna people's egos are gonna jump all over it and say, see, he says all these things, but he doesn't do all those things. And I think a lot of the times that was with me in a lot of mega churches, so to speak, that some of the stuff I would see, but I would hear this and I would see this, and it rubbed me the wrong way, so to speak. And then the valuable information that was still being shared was lost because my ego said, don't even listen to it. So you have to be really careful about what you say and what you do, and it's got to be in alignment with each other. And that's what I'm learning right now. If I want words to resonate with people, I have to live the way that I'm speaking. So I love you guys. I hope you have a good day. I hope that helped in some form or fashion. Please comment about, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. I don't want this to be a one-way communication. I'd really love some input, some advice on just kind of what you've experienced in your life, because everyone's perspective is going to give a more complete picture about what we're all experiencing. So I love you guys. I hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you later. See you later and have a good one.